Hi! So how do you avoid the wide road to destruction? I know that sounds really scary, doesn't it? In this video, I'm going to share what I've seen work in many countries, including the USA. Watch this short video to the end and I'll share a huge piece of advice right from the context. Jesus talked in Matthew 7 verse 13 and 14 about the two paths that there are in life. He said this to his disciples during the Sermon on the Mount. There's the wide road to destruction and the narrow road to life. This teaching was given to his disciples. These were young apprentices of him as a rabbi. They wanted to be just like him. Most of them had the entire Old Testament memorized. But at that time, only the Old Testament was written. To understand discipleship, watch this video, because not understanding it will cause you to miss out on a whole lot here. The biggest misunderstanding on this topic is that people think that it's talking about how to go to heaven. When the Bible talks about our path or our way, it's talking about our way of life. A good example of this is Psalm chapter 1. You don't want to walk in the way of sinners, but salvation is not given to you by your good works or by living our life or path a certain way, but by trusting in what Christ did on the cross for us. He did it all. He took our sin, our shame, our guilt, and our punishment. He died on the cross and rose from the dead. He tells us over 100 times in the Bible that if we trust in who he is and what he did on the cross for us, we have everlasting life. That's very clear in the scriptures. And if you haven't trusted Christ alone for your salvation, do so right now. That's far more important than watching this video. Now, the issue in Matthew 7 here is on how you're going to live your life. Most people follow the majority of other people. They want to please other people because they care about what other people think about them, even though these people don't think about them and might actually dislike them. For instance, here in South America, I've seen very, very poor people who will spend half a year's worth of salary to throw a big party so that their neighbors might like them, even though those neighbors don't really care for them. The next day they are so broke that they can't feed their children. It's unbelievable. People commit sexual immorality and incur all sorts of unwanted pregnancies and diseases. Most people also eat very unhealthy. I've done it myself and it destroys one's health. I can testify to that from experience. See, when the Hebrews thought about the concept of life, it was always about harmony. Everlasting life is everlasting harmony with God. But this passage is talking about how our lives will be here on earth till we die. It's not teaching us how to be saved from God's wrath. That's why it doesn't use the phrase everlasting life or eternal life. That only comes through the death, burial, resurrection of Christ. That's not the topic here. So what's the extra here? It tells us to do unto others what we want them to do unto us. We can find that in verse 12. Many times this has been called the golden rule. It's a wonderful instruction. Again, it has nothing to do with salvation. Now, there was a famous Jewish rabbi named Hillel. Yes, the one that has the student centers in the universities named after him. He said, don't do to others what you don't want them to do unto you. Now think about that. Which rule is harder to keep? It's Jesus' rule. It's not just avoiding something, it's actively seeking the good of others. It's a huge pearl of wisdom. You do want to watch this video to truly understand who Jesus was talking to. God bless you. Bye-bye.